Let's do this.
I'm proud to be a prepper, but what is a prepper really? And why are more and more people getting into prepping? In this video, I'll talk about what a prepper is, and I'll tell you about the 11 different types of preppers I uncovered. If you're a prepper or a homesteader, then this video is for you, so let's get started. Hi everyone, my name is Mike, and welcome to my channel, Natural Born Prepper. So what exactly is a prepper? Well, I put together a list of 11 different types of preppers, and I think you'll find all of them quite interesting. Everything I'm talking about in today's video, you can find on preppingcommunities.com. Go to www.preppingcommunities.com. In the top right-hand search box, type in types of preppers. Hit the Find Postings button, and it'll come up with a list of different postings that match that criteria. If you go into what type of prepper are you, this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Okay, so let's briefly talk about each type of prepper. Survival preppers. A survival prepper is an individual who actively prepares for potential emergencies or disasters by stocking up on resources and developing skills to be self-sufficient in challenging situations. Some of the topics of interest include foraging, off-grid living, bushcraft, water purification, emergency preparedness, self-defense, renewable energy, food preservation, wilderness survival, and community building. Some of the top YouTube channels for survival prepping would be Canadian Prepper, City Prepping, Sensible Prepping, and Survival Lily. Lone wolf preppers. Similar to survival preppers, a lone wolf prepper is an individual who prepares for emergencies and disruptions with a focus on self-reliance and independence, often choosing to operate alone rather than within a group or community. Their approach is centered on ensuring that they can manage and sustain themselves without relying on external help. Topics of interest include self-sufficiency, solitary survival, foraging, stealth techniques, minimalist living, solo navigation, primitive skills, off-grid shelters, water purification, and tactical evasion. Top YouTube channels in this category are Survival Lily, My Self-Reliance, Bushcraft Bear, and Living Survival. Homesteader type preppers. A homestead prepper is someone who focuses on creating a self-sufficient and sustainable living environment, often on a rural property or a farm. This lifestyle emphasizes the cultivation of crops, raising livestock, implementing various self-sufficiency practices to reduce reliance on external resources. Their goal is to achieve a high degree of independence by producing their own food, managing their waste, and harnessing resources like rainwater. Topics of interest for homesteader type preppers include sustainable farming, livestock management, canning, renewable energy, organic gardening, do-it-yourself projects, food preservation, off-grid living, self-reliance, and herbal medicine. Some of the top YouTube channels include Wrangler Star, Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy, Wild Wonderful Off-Grid, and Homesteading Family. Urban preppers. An urban prepper is someone who prepares for emergencies and disruptions while living in a city or densely populated area. Unlike rural or homestead preppers, urban preppers focus on strategies that cater to the unique challenge of living in a city. This involves creating a plan for managing resources in a confined space, which might include stockpiling essential supplies such as non-perishable foods, water, and first aid. Topics of interest for urban type preppers include urban foraging, home security, water storage, self-defense, emergency communications, urban gardening, bug-out bags, disaster planning, resource caching, and shelter-in-place strategies. Some of the top channels in urban prepping include City Prepping, The Urban Prepper, Prepared Mind 101, and Engineer 775. Bug-out preppers. A bug-out prepper is someone who plans and prepares for situations where they need to rapidly evacuate their home or current location in response to an imminent threat or disaster. Topics of interest for bug-out preppers include bug-out bags, evacuation routes, portable shelters, survival gear, navigation skills, emergency rations, water filtration, fire starting tools, practical backpacks, and emergency communications. Top YouTube channels for bug-out type preppers include Canadian Prepper, Black Scout Survival, Survival Dispatch, and Full Spectrum Survival. Rural preppers. A rural prepper is someone who lives in a countryside or semi-rural area and focuses on preparing for emergencies and self-sufficiency in less urbanized environments. Their approach is tailored to the unique advantages and challenges of rural living, such as a greater access to open space and natural resources. Rural preppers typically invest in extensive gardening and farming practices to grow their own food, raising livestock, such as chickens, pigs, and goats, for additional subsistence. Topics of interest for rural-type preppers include rural foraging, livestock care, water wells, woodworking, off-grid energy, canning and preserving, hunting skills, land management, herbal remedies, and self-sufficient living. Top YouTube channels for rural-type preppers include Canadian Prepper, Full Spectrum Survival, Living Survival, and the Provident Prepper. Technical preppers. A technical prepper is someone who focuses on leveraging advanced technology and technical skills to prepare for emergencies and enhance their self-sufficiency. They may also use specialized software for managing their resources, tracking potential threats, and planning for various scenarios. Topics of interest for technical type preppers include alternative energy, solar power systems, water filtration technology, communication devices, renewable energy sources, energy power grids, do-it-yourself electronics, cybersecurity, drone technology, and automated systems. Top YouTube channels around technical type preppers include Magic Prepper, Comms Prepper, The Tech Prepper, and Black Scout Survival. Medical preppers. A medical prepper is someone who focuses on preparing for health-related emergencies and ensuring that they have the necessary resources and skills to address medical needs during a crisis. Topics of interest for medical type preppers include first aid, herbal medicine, trauma care, medical kits, disease prevention, emergency services, emergency surgery, vaccination, natural remedies, health monitoring, and telemedicine. Top YouTube channels for medical type preppers include Prep Medic, Skinny Medic, Southern Prepper 1, and DemCAD. Economic preppers. An economic prepper is an individual who focuses on preparing for financial instability or economic disruptions by developing strategies to ensure financial security and stability during crises. Economic preppers typically diverse their assets to include cash reserves, precious metals like gold and silver, and other forms of wealth preservation that can maintain their value in times of inflationary or currency devaluation. Topics of interest for economic type preppers include bartering, precious metals, stockpiling, inflation hedging, economic collapse, resource allocation, financial planning, debt management, self-sufficiency, and alternative currencies. Top YouTube channels for economic type preppers include Neil McCoy Ward, Trends Journal, Jay Bravo, and Economic Ninja. News and current event type preppers. News and current event preppers are individuals who actively monitor and analyze news and current events to prepare for potential crises or disaster. These preppers stay informed about global, national, and local news, including economic trends, political developments, natural disasters, and social issues. Topics of interest for news and current event type preppers include global conflicts, economic trends, natural disaster, pandemic updates, government policies, cybersecurity threats, climate change, technological advancements, social unrest, and energy crises. Some of the top channels for news and current event type preppers include Redacted Tonight, The Steve Poplar Report, Valuetainment, and The Jimmy Dore Show. Community preppers. A community prepper is an individual who prioritizes collective preparedness and resilience within their local community, recognizing that a strong and coordinated community can enhance overall safety and recovery during emergencies. This involves organizing and participating in local preparedness groups, establishing communication networks, and developing community-wide plans for emergencies such as natural disasters, economic crises, or other types of disruptions. Topics of interest for community-type preppers include mutual aid, resource sharing, group training, community gardens, security protocols, skills sharing, emergency plans, communication networks, leadership roles, and cooperative living. Top YouTube channels for community-type preppers include Prepping Communities, our channel, Engineer 775, Survival on Purpose, and Prepper Recon. So what type of prepper are you? To me, it really doesn't matter. Like me, you're probably a combination of more than one of these types of preppers. Most people are. And you will generally levitate towards one type or another, depending upon the level of interest or need you have in learning about some of these topics. But as I've just shown you, there are over 100 different topics covering just the 11 types of preppers that I mentioned here. And because of time, I really didn't mention that there's probably 100 more. That's an incredible number of things to learn and acquire knowledge about. The important thing to realize from showing you the 11 different types of preppers is that there's so many topics to learn about prepping that there is no way, not even for advanced preppers, to know all about these topics. It's the very reason that at some point all preppers realize that they need to combine forces with other like-minded preppers. They need to connect, prepare, and share information in small groups and communities. They realize that the lone wolf survivor is not a feasible plan, especially if they have family or friends that they want to protect and survive in an SHTF situation. A group or community that combines their knowledge across these many topics and share information and resources with one another have a better chance of survival. That's why I created preppingcommunities.com, a social platform for preppers and homesteaders to come together to connect, prepare, and share information privately and securely in your own groups and communities. If you like this video and you want to know more about me, Natural Born Prepper, or how to use the Prepping Communities platform, hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with your family and friends. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, Natural Born Prepper, out.